Hello, hello, and welcome back to Burrows. We're in Virgil's bar. I instinctively back up and slam against a normal wooden door. The knob jabbing into my back. Escape now! I reach behind me and try the knob. Locked. Fuck. I stick to the walls. Don't go near the counter. Watch the plants. Kick something. Kick something. I cringe as it knocks into one of the cigarette dispensers. A loud metallic bang echoing throughout the room. Oh, okay. I crack an eye open. His golden eyes meet with mine. Ah, so he's Norded. They burrow into my... Oh, okay. My soul. I'm pulled forward. He smiles sweetly to me, and I walk over to him. My friend. Why was I so nervous? I sit at the bar. Virgil is here. I'm happy. He starts pouring me a drink. He already knows my usual. This is good. He's humming along with the music. Don't know it myself, but I tap my feet. I'll lower the audio a bit. That looks a little loud in the levels. So I look up and he's finished mixing my gimlet, placing it in front of me with a smile. It's perfect.
Wow, aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
I nod.
I hear you've been having quite the vacation. The big city, eh?
I nod. I sip my drink.
And you met the dog, too. Suppose that's just luck on your part.
I nod. A huge grin is plastered on my face. Virgil is so nice to talk to.
Don't want to do everything myself.
No, what? Mark. I'm here for Mark. He's expecting me. I have to go. I snap out of it. He notices. I feel something heavy on my shoulders. He's pressing down on me with a giant paw.
You just had to go off on your own.
You're hurting me. Of course he is. He's a monster, Gray. And he walks straight into his den. Something shifts. I'm being pulled down. Through the seat, through the floor. I reach up to try and grab onto something, but it's useless. I'm thrown into darkness. Wake up. Something hot is starting to burn my whiskers. It's become too much, and I quickly scrape myself off the ground. Ooh, okay. Are we in the otherworld subway? You know? I really hated that dungeon in Silent Hill 3. I always get lost there. Like, I don't know. I always felt like the subway and the mall in Silent Hill 3, I just always got lost in. I would constantly where am I supposed to go? What is weird thing? I remember the office building wasn't nearly as bad. And even when you're in Silent Hill, I don't remember getting too lost and things to do. It is what it is though. Also, fuck that door. You know, the one from the subway area of that game. Fuck that. The faint the faint glow of embers beneath the tile fade away, and I realize I'm back in the subway station. Well, his version of it anyway. Everything is distorted and decayed, and just like my nightmare. Tiles are worn into dust and dislodged from their foundations. The red lights flicker menacingly in the distance, like thousands of eyes. There's a thick miasma of dread in the air. I feel like I'm being watched. I know I am. Is he actually entertaining himself with this? Waiting to see how I respond? Like some sort of game? Fuck that. I start walking. I can't tell how long this platform is or where it could possibly lead to, but it's better than standing around. The lights on either side of me glide by as I move, a set of three between each pillar. I look up. The ceiling is engulfed in darkness and smooth stone pillars on either side of me, towering at varying heights. Some so tall they blend into the pitch. Impossible to see. Don't say it. Spoil sport. Every step echoes throughout the cavernous space, becoming unpleasantly tiny in my sensitive ears. The sound of my own breathing is starting to get on my nerves, too. This place feels more tedious than terrifying. If this is just some set piece to spook me, he's going to have to try a lot harder. After a few more minutes of aimless trekking, I see the vague outline of a wall, still a ways away. Finally, some progress. I stop to stretch. My back starting to act up again. I never did make time to do to see the neurologist before I decided to skip town. As I'm leaning back, I hear the faint sound of music coming from ahead. A saxophone? The reverberation in here is so harsh, I can hardly make out any distinct notes. That's what it is. Wait, is there someone else down here with me? I squint and try to identify any discerning shapes, but it's still too far away. Fine. Steering myself, I cautiously continue forward. I keep my eyes peeled for anything I can use as a makeshift weapon, but this room continues to be a waste of fucking time and offers nothing. I get close enough to see the vague outline of a person in a suit, I think. They're sitting on the ground on the ground with their back against the marble tile walls, playing a soulful melody. The solo is adding in the melancholic. Yes. Fuck. I wasn't about to say like melancholy. Atmosphere. It's not quite funeral brass, but it's not jovial either. It's nostalgic, and that feeling has been coming up a lot lately. I'm surely close enough at this point that they would see me coming, but their performance continues. Shrugging to myself, I force myself to relax and walk towards them with my usual gait, arms in pockets. This person might have been thrown in here against their will, just like me. I stop just short of them, but far enough away that I can get a good running start if I have to bail. I see pretty clearly now that they're male and some species of goat. They're wearing a tattered purple suit with no shoes, most shrieking in the odd clownish face paint. He finally stops playing and sets his instrument down beside him, tipping his hat towards me. Yo! This is a lad! A good lad. Okay.
Ha! Oh, and what a fine day it is. Seeing another face down here. Just how is life treating ya, Mr. Possum?
That's a loaded question with an equally loaded answer. I shrug, rolling my eyes as if to say, eh? He frowns, miming crying tears in an exaggerated fashion, before chuckling to himself in the familiar raspy, wheezing voice of a boozer.
What a shame, Den. And you were so sure about it, too.
I give him a puzzled look and he giggled, almost in a girlish way, if a girl smoked 10 packs a day. His horns clicked against the tile wall, and he pulls a hand-rolled cigarette out of his breast pocket.
Oh, Lord. The boy was given a...
What is this word? Langap? Langanap? Langnap?
And a half. And he still don't get it.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, maybe a lucky penny would make more sense in this case, Mr. Opossum.
I got what he meant the first time, but who the hell is this But who the hell is this gift? He strikes a match against the brim of his hat and lights up, taking a few puffs before continuing on.
How rude of me. I didn't introduce myself.
Oh.
You can call me Mr. Weekend. Bonjour, monsieur.
Uh-huh. And why do you call yourself that? He scoffs at me before taking another drag. He lets the smoke trail out of his nose and answers,
because it's Saturday. Every day when you be in my house. The offer's still open, you know.
He stretches a skinny hand out towards me, and I shake my head, dumbfounded by this whole exchange. No thanks. Right now, I just want to get out of here. He sucks his teeth and he recoils. Fingers curled back into a snake's tail. I like a snake's tail.
I know. You got unfinished business up there, of course. Mr. Possum, but before you go...
He tips his head, and his hat rolls down the length of his arm. He catches it by the brim and holds it out to me.
Could you spare some change for a humble beggar? Anything would help.
I dig into my pocket and pull out the rest of my quarters. At a quick glance, I have about $10. How much do I want to give him? Oh, $10. We're in the 60s, right? I mean, I still need to get back, right? I don't know how much. Fare was like 10 cents, right? Oh, interesting. Okay. I feel like this is such a trick question. I'm thinking about this too hard. I mean, $4 is reasonable for this day and age, right? But I also feel weird because it's like it's Mark's money. He whistles, wiggling his hat around and round to hear the coins jingle before swiftly putting it back on.
Ah, a very generous possum. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, it's just money after all. And not my money to boot. He grins ear to ear, face paint cracking along with his smile lines.
That's what I like to hear. You would have been the life of the party. Such a shame.
Never was one for parties. He digs around in his pockets and gasps as he pulls out a tiny satchel. He holds it out to me and nodding eagerly.
Then at least take something. And some of this, and have your own party. Okay, upstairs, since you're gonna be late tonight. To mine?
He plops it into my hand, and I take a peek inside. It just looks like some weird purple sugar. Thanks. Actually,
We were already destined to meet, Mr. Gray.
What? So he already knows who I am. I feel myself tense up again. Virgil could have this guy in his pocket too, for all I know. Isn't all of this his doing? He notices my uneasiness and smiles, knocking against the wall behind him. I only now notice the intricate symbols scrawled on it.
No, not like that. Way back when. But this time, I can't save you. In too deep.
Not this time. But this time. Okay. He trails off, repeating the last phrase until it's barely a whisper. Before I can react, he taps his knuckles against the wall before him and a door appear in a flash of purple light. And he's gone. A saxophone, too. I'm gonna stop questioning everything that happens. This whole week has been weird. I approach the door and stop after hearing faint voices coming from the other side. Something about one of them. Okay. I grab the handle and push it open, leaping into the next room with reckless abandon. It's another dark corridor, though not as dark as the last room. It's lined with rusted steel girders and tiny floor lights dotted the path ahead. I see the silhouette of two people. It looks like they're arguing. Wait. That tail, those curves. There's no fucking way. My body reacts after my better judgment, and I cup my hands to my mouth to yell. Simone? She turns around, and I hear a gasp. It's her. It's really her. But if she's here, that means... Oh no. She turns back to the larger figure, pointing at me. It nods, and the two start heading over. Their faces become illuminated as they pass over each floor light. Simone looks a little rougher than usual, but no injuries. The other person appears to be some sort of avian. Ooh. Though he's still too far for me to tell which. He walks calmly with his arms behind his back. I can hear his sharp talons clink against the metal plate floors. Gray? Thank God you're alive. What are you doing here? She catches me in a tight hug before I can finish, squeezing the air out of my lungs like a tube of toothpaste. Back? Oh, right. Sorry. She lets go, dusting herself off. Her dress has a few red stains on it, and I shoot her a worried glance. Is that? She follows my eyes and examines herself, sighing in annoyance. No, it's just rust deposits, or something. I woke up here, after all. She stops, looking like she suddenly remembered something. Simon... I feel a hot surge in my stomach as she sucker punches me in the gut, practically lifting me off the ground with her fist for a moment before dropping me. I fall to my knees, feeling the urge to vomit rise up my throat. Why? Moaning in pain, I crawl over to the nearest corner and face away from them. And puke. The burning in my throat was worse than the throbbing pain in my abdomen. I look back, dry heaving and gasping for air. She only looks a little sorry. That's for giving me a heart attack with that melodramatic suicide note. She pulls out a handkerchief out of her cleavage and bends down, cleaning off my chin and whiskers. You were expecting to die, right? This should be nothing then. I'm an idiot. She's absolutely allowed to be pissed at me. I'm lucky she didn't aim lower than my stomach. I hear someone clear their throat behind us. The other guy. Almost forgot about him. This the guy, that gray... Is this that gray fellow you were telling me about, miss? Oh, he's so big. I look up and see a massive barn owl towering over me. He's rather well dressed, holding himself with a gentlemanly posture. Is that an E or an S? What is this? Is that like An? San? An? Well, that's not helping me. Who's this? Oh, right. He woke up here too. We found each other and have been searching for a way out since.
Well, more accurately, she found me.
Is it supposed to be like Ian? It's me. Don't you remember me? She does that sometimes. She bumps me with her elbow, almost toppling me over again. What's your name? Didn't you hear me? It's... Enough! Who was I yelling at? Sorry.
No worries. But, to answer your question, you may call me...
Oleander? Is that what that is? Wrong owl? I reach out for a handshake, and he reciprocates. His feathery grip, much stronger than I expected from a hollow bone species.
Well met, Mr. Gray. Miss...
Is it Simone? Yeah.
Was telling me she's been searching for you.
Of course she was. With her God-given knack for deduction, it was only a matter of time before she tracked me down. Even if it was this place, in this time, in this world. You know, you didn't have to do this. She reared up to punch me again, but stops, her fist falling limp to her side. Did you actually want to, you know? I look away. When I wrote that, yeah, I did. Now, I honestly don't know. She looks down, dejected. Oh. Crap. I place my hand on her shoulder and look into her eyes. She needs to know I'm being serious. Simone, the second I saw you again, I knew I had made a huge mistake. Even after everything, you risked your life to find me. I feel tears welling up and blink them away. She doesn't hide her feelings from me and lets that stream down her face, makeup running. You don't say I love you to someone that many times without meaning it, Gray. You're stuck with me whether you like it or not. I sniffle and wipe my nose, giggling at the absurdity of all of this. No, I never had a choice, did I? She chokes out a reply, tugging on her chin for playfully. Nope. Oleander clears his throat again, popping up between us.
Yes, this is lovely, dears. It really is. but we really need to. We really do need to start moving again if we want to egress.
We gather ourselves, nodding in unison.
Right. Let's walk and talk.
The three of us start making our way down the corridor and exchanging stories. I explain everything that's happened since I'd left the house that night, only skipping over the details concerning me and Mark's maybe romance, maybe friendship. And then he told me, you'll find him behind this door, but the price will be mighty high, yada yada.
And you still went in?
Already told you, you're stuck with me. This girl's going to give me an aneurysm. Oleander is vague about his backstory. He works for a large company that investigates cold cases and found himself lured in by Virgil too. I believe him for the most part, but he's suspiciously calm for someone in this situation, and he doesn't have any dirt on his clothes. Maybe it's just part of his training. He is pretty built. It's always hard to tell what's flow, and what's muscle with avians. He's on the other side too. He's on the older side too. No, god damn it, Gray. Can you not be a whore for 5 seconds, especially with your ex right next to you? After a lot of walking, the path splits into two. Oh, actually, I'll end the part here. That's probably a decent place. I'll see you around.